Are they people? Are they not people? Should they be wearing clothes? Is it truly socially acceptable to carry them in a baby stroller? One thing we can agree upon is that animals and their rights have always been a controversial topic in our nation's history. Before we move on to my co-anchor to discuss people's modern-day views of animals and their rights, let's take a look at animals and their rights throughout the ages.
Aristotle, who's that? Oh, is he a vegetarian? No? Then who cares about that guy? We should be talking about philosophers who don't eat things that are alive. Aristotle's a meathead. Meat so last year. It makes you so tired and it ruins your body. Do you think Plutarch eats meat? No, because he's bougie and not a murderer.
Yeah, just give me like an extra large hamburger with 3 patties. Yeah, no, throw a 4th patty on there. Oh, I gotta go. Well, sounds like they didn't have McDonald's in their day, or, as I'm sure, childhood obesity. Let's look at the next era of animals and their rights.
Hello everyone, I am here in 17th century France and we are about to receive a special interview with famous philosopher René Descartes. He is going to perform one of his many surgeries, so let's go take a closer look. Hello, Monsieur Descartes.
Bonjour.
Can you tell us a little about the surgery you're going to perform today?
But of course. Today I'm going to perform a surgery on this rabbit. Rabbits are much like machines more than humans realize. They do not feel pain, so they don't need anesthesia, since they don't have the capacity to feel pain. So having said that, let's begin.
Are you sure he doesn't need any anesthesia? Sounds like he's in pain to me.
Oh no, that's the sound the machine makes. That's normal. And see here, we have the machine parts.
That is very interesting, Mr. Descartes. Thank you for teaching us about the inner workings of a rabbit.
But of course.
And now, Taylor, back to you in the studio.
Well, that was disturbing. Now, enough about ancient history. Let's go on to more modern times and go to our investigative journalists who will be speaking to professionals who have actually used animals in their research. On to you.
My name is Eric Simonson, former Chief Executive Officer of Simonson Laboratories. We have been a breeder of rodents for research since 1949.
I believe that the benefits of animal research outweigh the downfalls.
You know, that's a really tough question, but the short answer is absolutely yes. My favorite poster that we have at the lab, which we call Simonson Laboratories, we called it the lab, was in my vice president's office. It said, because of animal testing, 3,580,000 people are able to protest nowadays than before.
Opinions on the alternatives to animal testing, such as computerized patient drug bases or virtual drug trials?
Well, for me, you go to the in vivo or in vitro discussion. Any time that you don't have to test on an animal, I am 100% in favor of that. Obviously there is a cost-benefit equation, and we'll let the accountants handle all that. But bottom line is, I don't like unnecessary testing. I would rather have alternative testing if it is feasible. But bottom line is, this is shown to be a great benefit. So while sometimes the outcome, there is a sacrifice of the animal, it is always done inordinately humanely. While as a pet lover, I don't like it, but as a researcher, I understand the entire benefit of doing so. So back in the 60s, there was a customer called the Dugway Proving Grounds in Utah, and it was a military thing. And they were actually looking at how animals react to crashes. So they would put them in the back seat of a vehicle and crash the thing at 100 miles an hour. We stopped selling to that. We had people, and I'm not going to name the company, but they were actually putting acid in rats' eyes. Now, we know what's going to happen. So we wouldn't sell to that. We make sure to understand what the purpose of the purchase of the animal and the research involved before we will partake in letting those people be a customer. And I did just sell the company, which is nice, because I have actually been called by the FBI, and PETA has me on their kill list. So I'm glad I'm out of the business. I do not want to be murdered in the street by PETA activists.
Animals' rights are a very controversial issue, which have been dealt with many times through the course of our nation's long and controversial history. And maybe some who don't necessarily agree with this or see eye to eye.